Welcome back to the semifinals. We're gonna have, I was gonna say a rematch, but I don't think so. I don't think these players have actually played before, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps they have. I don't really know. But the point is, it's gonna be Shrike playing as Coalition versus Descara playing as Gaalsien here. So not a Coalition versus Coalition like we'd expect, but Descara playing as Gaalsien. This map would be Shrike's pick, Torvin Crater. Unfortunately, I don't know what their bans were. I'd love to get that information somehow. Maybe if Shrike remembers, he can put it in the comments section or whatever. But Torvin Crater is actually one of my favorite maps. I love this place. It's just, I don't know, it just seems so classic. And it's a lot easier to attack on this map because of like this dune right here, which I always quite a fan of. It means basically that you can get over to this area right here while in cover for most of the time, so you can attack their second very easily. And you can also get that close to their main before you get shot at by anyone who's back here. So holding with railguns and stuff like that is a lot harder on this map. Shrike is going for the early LAVs. Looks like Descara going for very early CUs. Very early. He hasn't gotten any RU salvagers yet. Just now is he making those. Refinery mode is coming in first. It's a refinery mode first build. I always feel a little bit uncomfortable doing this kind of build. I mean, of course, because if it was me, like my production cruiser would already be here, you know. And refinery mode first is pretty dangerous in that kind of scenario. But perhaps Descara just kind of knows his opponent well enough to know, yeah, Shrike's not going to attack me that early, so it's fine to do this. You can see him quick dropping, which is always pretty cool to see. I love watching these players and like how quickly they can get their eco out. I'm honestly not very good at that, so it's something that, you know, I really love to see. Refinery mode going to finish in about 20 seconds. Sandskimmer fabrication just now coming down the pipe. Shrike has made a bunch of LAVs, but they're all sitting back at home, not really doing anything for him. You know, the advantage of having an army earlier is only really going to be felt once he moves these guys out toward the center. Refinery mode finishing in about 4 seconds. And he's beginning to make some sand skimmers as well, so he's not going to be able to produce as quickly, but still his military might is not going to be that far off, especially with the assault ships coming out, which I feel is probably a defensive thing right here. This probe is going to see this, by the way, so Shrike knows he's on 2 bases. But, I mean, I really just feel like he's behind economically. He hasn't really gotten anything for his military advantage right there. But yeah, Descara with a very aggressive production cruiser timing right there. Even salvaging the base burner to get that out. Shrike is moving in with some AAVs, but they're not going to be able to do anything against assault ships like this. Some nice damage done there, I guess, on the base burner, but really this Sandskimmer seems to be out there to scout and find out what's going on. Fortunately, that means it's not in position for this little backstab right here. And Shrike has found actually a pretty good window to get into his opponent's base, and he's got AAVs coming out already. Assault ships are going to finish in about a second, though. So Descara with a second production cruiser on the way, refinery mode already there. He can leave with his carrier. He's going to lose the salvager, which is going to sting just a little bit. And probably an artifact too, as Shrike will extract this. Look how fast this carrier is, man. There we go. He had the power, not in speed, so it was a little slow. Anyway, he could be on 3 base pretty soon, but he needs to defend against this attack first. I really don't like this move from Shrike. You know, this AAV needs to be pushing. These LAVs need to still have a presence in here, denying the second as long as they can, and then swoop around to try to get to the first. Yeah, I don't really know where this AAV is going, you know, like, protecting the artifact is fine, but, you know, you got to attack right here, because you're definitely already behind in economy, you're going to get really behind pretty soon, so. Not liking this too much. The assault ships are already out, though, so attacking this is going to be difficult. Another probe got sniped right there. The Sandskimmer's getting chewed up just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, with the carrier spearheading the push here, like, there's no way that this third base is going to be denied by 4 LAVs, you know what I mean? So, It's going to be up to Shrike to figure out something. This is pretty cool looking. Look at this. This is a cool game. Yeah, as I expected, nothing has really happened while I was gone. Railgun's actually been tech 2 by Shrike, which is good, especially if it's kind of assault ships that are holding this this base for Descara. But he's already gone for interceptor tech, and there's no sign of anti-air here except for these LAVs. LAVs are pretty good at that, but it's going to be a little tricky for Shrike to... yawn like I do. No, for him to keep these railguns safe as he moves along. No sign of support cruiser anti-air either. He's getting onto a second just now, but a third already established by Descara. So, and look how little he's made. I mean, like, he's about to get lots of units out on the field, I can tell. He's trusting his carrier with the defensives first, making some air units. He's got assault ships holding these other flanks, so there's no way that these LAVs are going to be able to really do anything right here. Yeah, they're getting hosed. They really should not be here. They're diving in desperately to try to get some damage on some of these salvagers, and, you know, they do about 200, but they go down, so nothing really gained from that. Descara, meanwhile, sees about the same, but he backs away, which is an important difference. Afterburner coming out from Descara, and he's already got 5 air units. Descara, don't do it to him. He's just a child. Descara likes to do air switches where he just like suddenly pops out with tons of, you can see he's got air tech right here. And yeah, I do notice this now. Thanks to those people who pointed out to me like how you can see the air tech. You can see he's got it, but you don't know how many he's got, you know what I mean? Like suddenly he'll just pop out with so many air units and you're like, what? One sand skimmer finding himself in an unhappy place, but he's going to be okay actually. Interceptors getting launched here, there's 5 of them. And this looks like a real juicy target, and I'm sure Descara will find it. He will be diligent. And with Afterburner already finished, these things are speedy quick. He's going straight for salvagers, and he's going to get him. Still no sport cruiser anti-air tech. Of course, that wasn't even really spotted by Shrike that there were this many air units, so why would he have it? I think he's going to just get the support cruiser right here. And if not, certainly the second volley. Yeah, there he goes. So back down to 1 base is he. Although he just made another support cruiser, he can get over here, but he's going to have to replace all those salvagers. And getting anti-air is going to be high priority for him now. He's getting missile battery fabrication, but these railguns getting sniped down over here as well. Interceptor's finally going to dock here, but they have well gotten their worth. That was some good damage done by the interceptors there. Now it takes interceptors like forever to dock when you have more than 3 of them, of course, because they have to like do this whole thing. There's a fight going on here, but I really want to watch them dock. There you go. Anyway, yeah, the assault ships have found this AAV. Sandskimmers are fine to stay on top of them, of course, because this is not AOE damage like assault ships have. It's just for a single unit, so. And there is a railgun here, but not enough to really stop this. Looks like the extraction is indeed going to go through, but it's going to cost them a base runner on all of these units here, and that's really not what Shrike needs right now. Interceptors beginning to launch. Another production cruiser is finished for Descara, so he can now move out with his carrier, and he's beginning to get his power reserves up. Oh, Descara! He's but a lad! Have pity on the poor boy! What does the veterancy for these things do? Not really too much, honestly, but he's gonna get it. Oh, I didn't even notice this. These sandskimmers have found a good angle back here, taking out logistics modules. Good smoke on the support cruiser right there, but a little bit preemptive. This missile battery could do wonders, but it's going to be tricky. It's always a hard shot to land, and Descara is definitely going to be on top of it. Yeah, 1 AAV not really proving enough to hold this. A lot of clustering going on. Fire the mortar right there, right there. Oh no, he's not going to fall for it. Oh, the mortar is actually not bad. He takes out 2 of them. Another smoke comes down on support cruiser. That's very good. Descara circling like a madman. But he's going to be forced out of there eventually. So he didn't take as much damage as he could have, but still not going to be happy with how things are going. Siege Cruiser Fabrication coming down now. This is just rude. And Descara's gotten Railgun Fabrication too, which is good in case he ever gets pushed by like his opponent's carrier, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case right here. Once this carrier gets to here, things are going to be bad. How about anti-air? Is it coming? Sport Cruiser anti-air is not yet finished, but there is of course this one missile battery right here. Not sure where these interceptors are going, but they managed to not get shot once by this base runner. Because of turret rotation speed, don't you love that? These base runner pilots are not feeling too good right now. But they are going to do some... Oh no, they're not. I was going to say they're going to touch this artifact, which is important, but they're not even really going to do that. I feel you, Descara. Keeping these units from docking is so hard sometimes. Well, Shrike is kind of moving out with his carrier right here. Taking him off of his second, which is a little... off of his main, which is a little weird. His eco is essentially 0 right now, so I'm not sure what he plans to get out of this. Also, this carrier could really heal up the Sport Cruiser, but he's not going for that either. Power Reserve 3 getting researched, but Power Reserve 4 is being done for Descara pretty soon. Which means they will be on even power with these two artifacts, but more of them about to get scored for Descara. Those air units are just waiting for that moment that they can push in. These are heavy rails, yeah. Yeah, heavy rails getting produced by Descara as well. And Shrike really has just kind of forfeit this whole area of the map, so... The final showdown is about to commence, I would say. But it's not looking good for Shrike. What's going on over here? But sire, there's a hill there. I don't know. I don't know, man. This has got to be annoying for Descara. Yeah, that's really odd. Right, well, Shrike seems to want to inherit his opponent's side of the map, but I honestly feel like... Yeah, I feel like, no, it just is the case. Descara has way more railguns right here, so that's not going to go well either. I don't like the idea of just kind of abandoning everything, you know? Oh yeah, he's just giving up. Yeah, I think he knows it's just like, it's not going to work here. It's a little unfortunate we didn't get to see that fight go down, but yeah, I mean, Shrike knows when he's lost, he gave up. Look how big this map is. It's huge. Anyway, that's going to be map 1 of this series, and we'll move on and see what they picked for their second map. I'm interested to see that, but let's check out the economy real quick. This should be like night and day right here. Yeah, 8,000 more CUs, and he spent them all too, so I mean... well, 7,000 I guess, but still, it's not looking so good when you got numbers like this. So that's pretty understandable why Shrike gave up there. Map 2 for the series is going to be on the Shallows. This is Descara's pick, which is interesting. I was saying earlier, this tends to kind of favor the Coalition player, but Descara likes to go slow, likes to go macro, so I mean, this is not all that surprising, I suppose. It's kind of like his style of map, you know what I mean? At any rate, I definitely wouldn't want to play the Shallows with Descara. Whoa! Now I've got hiccups too. Anyway, I'm falling apart, guys. So spawning up here in the north is Shrike. Let's see how soon he goes for LAV fabrication, but not yet. And then spawning down here in the south is Descara. Probably just going to go for a pretty standard build of his. Space Runner narrowly finds... No, he gets retired, actually. I was going to say he narrowly finds his way past the carrier, because it's like... Gotta do some carrier acrobatics to get your units out of here, but it was not so. Actually, it's more on this side. When you spawn on this side, the production cruiser really does not want to go here, but it keeps trying to, so it's just like... like, my dude. It's not that hard, but yeah. Once again, going CU heavy, it's probably going to be this refinery mode first build, except he's gotten Sam Skimmer fabrication a bit earlier, so... little bit of a twist. Like on the map that's harder to defend, he goes for refinery mode first. Like next level mind games, or is he just kind of doing this a bit randomly? I don't know. I'm sure he'll have a pretty good explanation for it. I wonder if he watches these videos. Descara, if you watch these, please comment on the videos. We'd love to see like what you're thinking during all these games here. But yeah, refinery mode almost certainly going to be finished pretty soon. It's only about... Oh yeah, he's already there. Oh no, it's another production cruiser. Wow. Well, going sand skimmers first and another production cruiser, I think this is going to be a sand skimmer rush, which is pretty exciting. We haven't seen him do this just yet. Shrike going for AAV fabrication, which is definitely, you know, prudent in this scenario. He couldn't have known that, of course. But he could easily transition to a railgun rush. It all depends on like the next couple of minutes here. And I feel like he would already be making sand skimmers if it was a proper sand skimmer rush. So probably railgun rush coming out from Descara now. I guess this is as good a time as any to kind of talk about like cheese. Oh, it's gonna be assault ships. Okay. There really isn't cheese in Homeworld Deserts of Kharak, is there? At least I don't really feel like there is. Because you know, in StarCraft 2, let's say, you know, like if you go for a cannon rush, like that's cheese, you know. It's kind of like, not only is it funny, it's kind of frowned upon. People are like, no, you really shouldn't be cannon rushing, you know, like, when they see the cannon rushing player lose, they're like happy, they really don't like it, they feel like it's not unfair, obviously, but it's just not sportsmanlike, you know what I mean? It's a little hard to explain, I guess. Shrike on 2 bases, by the way, it's a good move from him, it's gonna help him in this rush. I really feel like Deserts of Kharak has got no cheese, you know what I mean? Other than, like, some 3v3 tactics, like the death ball of base runners, if you've ever seen that, or what, like missile ship rushes, except they never really work, so it doesn't really count. You know, Deserts of Kharak really just doesn't have any cheese, and I really like that, actually. Every strategy that you can do, like, if you can pull it off, go for it, you know, it's really open that way. I quite like that. I think I see now why Descara is going for an assault ship rush on this map in particular, because look, he can get CUs from these 2 places, long distance mining, and once his rush is finished, just click on refinery mode and you're up to 3 bases. It's easy. So this is actually probably going to be pretty deadly. There are AAVs on the field for Shrike, but railguns is really what he needs now. He has not scouted this. Keeping the probe alive is difficult, but that's what allows you to see things like this. So it's going to take some mad reactions from him. Very good defense right here. Inhuman reactions in order to stop this push. Starts, I think, by powering up the carrier, obviously. Carrier power reserve 1 would be really good in this scenario as well. But we will see what he does. Oh, this is really interesting. The AAVs were actually... So I actually like this. Yeah, keep going, keep going. I think he is. Because... No, he stopped. AAVs are not going to save you here. Maybe a couple of them to smoke, but I mean, they're not gonna hold off this rush. But doing like a base trade, that's good. However, it really does not look like Shrike has anything to defend against this. And the damage done could really be pretty significant right here. Oh, he retired the Salvager. Nice move. Dang. Because that way he gets the money back and it doesn't die. Wow. Not bad, my friend. I mean, I really am impressed sometimes with Shrike. Like, he seems to have pretty good understanding of the game. Just going straight for the support cruiser, probably not a mistake. I might have gone for the AAV first, but this is going to hurt a lot. And I think all these salvagers are going to get cleaned up right here. It's like taking a wet wipe. Gone. The carrier block, I think, is actually really potent on this map if you're here, right, in this area right here, but being where he is, this carrier really can't get involved, but it looks like he's gonna get a production cruiser. Not bad at all, and that's good, but smokes could have been a bit better from the AAVs, maybe saved some of these units. But yeah, good pickup on the production cruiser. It's just that this is not good for Shrike. Definitely not where he wanted to be, and even the logistics module, this guy should stick around and kill that. This is really painful to watch, actually. Although, you know, it was not the worst response, especially, like, I focus on the smallest things, don't I? But salvaging that, no, retiring that salvager, dang, man, that was beautiful. Truly beautiful. He's just gonna go for power reserves and try kind of a carrier rush type of thing here. That's never gonna work, but I suppose it's worth a try. Descara, see, he knows that this is coming, so he's getting power reserves himself. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go into railgun fabrication, but I guess we'll have to see. Oh, my ear hurts. Anyway, no, he's gonna back out of it. I mean, the assault ships will die eventually, but they're really fine to stay here for some time and just kind of like kill off any new salvagers that are made. Shrike has got the resources, but I've been in this position before. You know, he doesn't feel like he can make any units until how do I say? He doesn't feel he can make any units until this field is clear, but it's not going to be clear until he kills all these things. So eventually he'll just have to make units, watch them die, and then he'll have no resources. He won't be able to respond. Looks like he's back into it now, though. He's producing salvagers 2 at a time. He will have an economy, at least. But this is not looking good. Oh, Descara. What are you going to pick? He clicks on railguns, he clicks on interceptors. He doesn't know. Anything's good at this point. Except for nothing. Well, what you gonna do, Descara? What you gonna pick here? Nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Not really sure what the idea there is, but that's alright. Yeah, just getting power reserves. He's not gonna do this with any units I can see. Anyway, the assault ships are ready to go back in here, wipe out whatever was made. There's a railgun here, that's a good start. And like I said, the carrier block on this map is really good if you can like turn your carrier just like a little bit that way kind of on this area. You can watch one of the replays with Garmulator and me. I think this is from Kharak Cup 2 it would have had to be, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But he does like a sick nasty carrier block on me when I try to do an assault ship rush. Like if you want to see how to block those, like that's your video. Oh, smoke the railgun, smoke the railgun, smoke it, smoke it, smoke it, smoke it, smoke it! Smoke rails every day. Please, 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 no, no! Ah, that's too bad. Oh well. There wasn't really much hope at this point. But it definitely still could have been done a bit better. Another thing to note, the carrier only stops units from moving underneath it when it's moving, not when it's standing still. So if you want to do a carrier block, like they can run past you unless you start moving. Salvaging the, retiring the salvagers again, good move, very good move right there, because he's going to retain his resources, and he would have gained a couple, I presume, but still, it's what are you going to do, you know what I mean? Logistics module goes down as well. And that one you certainly cannot retire. Shrike pops the smoke there, but I think Descara can use it if he hides inside of it to just kind of extend his life a bit. Here comes Speed Racer. The carrier now with 3 power reserves, as opposed to his opponent's 2, but also with 2 artifacts being scored, with a 3rd coming very shortly. This is going to roll on in here and basically just, hello, kill his opponent. Looks like there's a string tied to it that keeps like getting pulled back, though he was telling his carrier to move there. Railgun's getting produced here. I mean, it's a good move, but not really going to be enough, I don't think. Actually, Descara's carrier taking a surprising amount of damage here. Certainly he will still win this, but I think he needs to back away, you know what I mean, before you can do it. Like, back away, heal up, and come back. But the first move is definitely just take out these railguns. Yeah, you know, I think he can just win this by powering up the weapons, really. For some reason, the missiles are not targeting this railgun. Just a little... Oh wait, no, that's the coalition carrier. I see, I see. Yeah, with 4 power and self-healing and 3 in weapons versus just 3 in weapons, I'm really surprised this is as close as it is, but he is still gonna win for sure. Even making interceptors, you know, why not? Wouldn't it be cool if the interceptor's trail color was like based on the color you have as like your defensive color? Yeah, seriously, those Gaalsien carriers having such trouble. I mean, you can see he's still gonna win, but like this is way closer than it should be based on the power distributions. Maybe it's better if he puts 5 power into weapons and then less power into self-healing. I don't know. It's quite surprising. Point is, that was a very good assault ship rush, and not the best response, but yeah, you know, even artifacts are going to be a win condition for Descara here, as you can see. But that means that Descara is going to move on to the finals. No one's really surprised there, but Shrike still put on a pretty good show of it, so I think he can be proud of his games here. I'll cast the finals tomorrow, but for today, that is all. I'll see you guys later.